Barry, let's start with you. It's been a complete change from last year. Is the Labour Party now a changed party?
I don't think the Labour Party is a changed party, but I think it's a very optimistic party. I think what we saw yesterday in the leader's speech was a government in waiting, a Prime Minister in waiting who's given his party hope that we now need to programmatically explain to the British people how the policies that have been outlined this week are now going to be delivered, and then feel confident that they recognise that those policies, with that implementation, is going to change their lives for the better. We've got a government that's moved from levelling up to trickling down to free fall of the pound, doesn't really know which direction it's going in, and clearly is now going to have a very difficult time at its own party conference arguing amongst itself. So I think you adverted to the disputes that had taken place last year here at the Labour Party conference. I think they will pale into insignificance with what is going to go on at the Conservative Party conference next week, because you've just had the IMF coming out and saying, look, the government's gone crazy. It's got its fiscal policy at odds with its monetary policy, and it really needs to sort this out. So I think what you'll see next week is those MPs, the majority of whom, as you recall, Tom, did not support Liz Truss. They actually supported Rishi Sunak.
Although he didn't quite get a majority of MPs.
No, absolutely, but a larger proportion than Liz Truss did. I think you'll find that they are pretty angry at the way in which all that reputation that they liked to assume they had about fiscal responsibility has now been chucked out of the window, and yet the people in this country are feeling real economic pain, and we're going to see mortgage rates going up, which is going to affect young voters in particular. People starting out in life wanting to have their first home, who are then going to say, well, we can't afford it any longer because the mortgage rate's gone up, or we can't afford to get a larger place. We wanted to start a family, but we can't. So I think those Conservative MPs next week are really going to feel that, and we're going to see real tensions at their party conference, which just have been totally absent here. Here, it's been positive, it's been dynamic, it's been the laying out of really solid policies. So I think it's been a good week for us.